Dealing with crying. Super, super stressful. Is it stressful?
Yes.
Double
Absolutely.
yes. Imagine crying 8 times a day. You're super sleep deprived.
Or more. Probably 20 times a day. I
Yeah,
don't know. Who
20
knows?
times a day. Yeah, a lot of times. And you only have 2 hours of sleep. And their shrill voices are designed by God to grab your attention, even though you're so sleep deprived. That can generate so much stress. So, how are you gonna prepare for that as a Christian couple? We will help you guys think through that. Just stay tuned. Welcome back to The Biblical Couple, where we help you walk with God in your marriage. Today we're talking about something parenting related, preparing to deal with crying. And dealing with crying is extra stressful sometimes because of the maternal instinct.
So, the maternal instinct. If you are a mother, you know how strong that instinct is. And if you are going to be a mother, you will soon learn how strong that instinct is. And in 1 Thessalonians 2, 7-8, Paul mentions about how a mother just has that deep care and concern for her child that she's willing to give her life up for him or her.
Exactly. And in 1 Kings 3, 24 through 26, King Solomon actually relies on the maternal instinct to make a wise ruling on this specific case, where there are these two harlots and they are both fighting over this one child, claiming that that child is their own. King Solomon says, hey, bring me a sword, let's cut that baby in half, split the baby 2 ways, and he knew that the real mother would say, forget about it, I want my child to live, and give her the child, right? And so it actually says in verse 26 that she was deeply stirred over her son and said, oh my Lord, give her the living child. That's that maternal instinct that is so strong and so stirring.
Yeah, so that maternal instinct is so overpowering sometimes that it causes so much stress within yourself, with your parenting, and within your relationship with your husband.
So you absolutely need to figure out how to think about that rightly. And thankfully, we have a very simple way to think about it. When you hear that crying, all you need to do is to listen to it, process the data, and make wise decisions. So what that means is that when you are hearing the crying of that baby, you're really listening intently and processing that data. You don't need to get so emotionally involved that it kicks you off of your rational, wise senses, thinking through things, being a good listener as a parent, right? Because when you hear that crying, you're trying to figure out, why is the baby crying? It could be a poopy cry,
Stress,
hunger,
overstimulation, tiredness.
could be any of a panoply of things, or sometimes there's something called colic, where the baby's just upset and there's no reason for it, right?
It could be due to gas or
Yeah. So it could be gas,
something.
or it could be something else. You don't know. In any case, you're trying to figure out what that crying is, and so you're processing that data and listening to the cry, and then from there you're making the wise decisions of, okay, how can I meet these needs? And so we have a really good analogy for it, actually. We call it the jackhammer analogy.
So the jackhammer, this is something that Sheng described to me when we had Samuel. I was still learning about his cries and discerning which cry was which. Which, by the way, it'll take time for you guys to understand which cry is which for your own baby, because it'll take time to study and know within the context of what that cry is. But anyway, for me, with Samuel crying, I didn't know what to do. I was really stressed, and Shang was just like, it's okay, just think of it as, we're on the street and there's a bunch of construction going on and there's a jackhammer just being really loud. You're going to walk by it and you're not really going to pay much mind to it because it's just there and it's just being really loud, and you can move on and keep a cool spirit about it. Not that you would move on from, walking away from your child, but you get the idea. But you would keep a cool spirit and just keep going forward and not getting emotionally crazy about it.
Exactly. So moms, be strong. Fathers, be strong. Fathers, be that good husband to give that strength, give them that jackhammer analogy, and just keep the spirit cool. Proverbs 17:27 says, he who restrains his words has knowledge, and he who has a cool spirit is a man of understanding. You want to keep it cool. Proverbs 29:11 says, "A fool always loses his temper, but a wise man holds it back." And so you want to maintain that control, processing it rightly, and bringing even those emotions before the Lord in prayer right then and there, clinging onto your truth nugget of your meditation during the day. And with all of that, absolutely, you're going to be able to keep a cool spirit and lead well as a mother and a father, as a husband and a wife, and be that parenting married couple that God wants you to be.
Okay, and that wraps it up. Listen, process the data, and make wise choices. If this video was helpful to you guys, like it and subscribe to our channel. We're going to be coming out with more videos on how you can prepare for your child. And if you guys have any ideas on how you deal with your child crying in a God-honoring way, then feel free to comment below. We love to hear from you guys, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys later.